All right, so we've got a ton of research here about the business of tattoo removal. It seems like idea of tattoos being forever is kind of changing, don't you think?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it looks like more people are getting tattoos than ever before, but also more people want to get them removed. It's a pretty interesting trend, wouldn't you say?
Definitely. And our listeners seem really curious about the business side of tattoo removal. So let's dive into that. I guess I'm curious, like, at the most basic level, how does tattoo removal even work? Is it really like using a magic eraser on your skin?
Well, not exactly magic, but the science is pretty cool.
Hmm.
Most places use lasers, these things called Q-switched or picosecond lasers.
Hmm.
They use these super short bursts of light that target the tattoo ink without harming the surrounding skin. It's very precise.
So it's more like breaking the ink into tiny pieces rather than erasing it.
Exactly.
That makes a lot more sense. What happens to those tiny ink bits afterwards? They don't just stay in your body forever, do they?
No, no. Your body actually gets rid of them. Your lymphatic system, which is part of your immune system, it sees these little ink pieces as invaders and carries them away.
That's incredible. So your body does half the work.
Yeah, pretty much.
Our research said that you usually need a few sessions for complete removal.
Right.
So is that because your body needs time to get rid of all that ink?
Yeah, exactly. It takes time for your body to flush it all out. And the number of sessions you'll need depends on a lot of things. The size of the tattoo, the types of ink colors that were used, how deep the ink is, even your skin type plays a role.
I see. So like a tiny heart tattoo would probably be quicker to remove than a full sleeve of a dragon or something.
You got it.
Huh.
And some colors are tougher to remove than others, like greens and blues tend to be the trickiest.
Huh. So those colors really want to stick around. We also read about other removal methods like dermabrasion and surgical excision. Are those still commonly used?
Not as much anymore. Laser technology has gotten so much better that those methods are kind of outdated now. Dermabrasion is basically like sanding down your skin to get rid of the tattoo. And surgical excision is when they actually cut the tattoo out completely. They're usually only used for really small tattoos or if someone can't do laser removal for some reason.
Interesting. So lasers are really the best way to go in most cases. What about those tattoo fading creams you see advertised everywhere? Do those actually work?
Honestly, I'd be careful with those. They don't always work, and sometimes they can even irritate your skin. Laser tech is much more reliable and safer overall.
Good to know. Let's say someone's listening to this and thinking, hey, this tattoo removal business sounds pretty interesting. What would be a first step for someone who wants to get into this industry?
Well, like starting any business research is super important. Really learn everything you can about the process, the technology, and of course the safety stuff. Finding a good training program to get certified in laser tattoo removal is a great place to start. Some states require you to be a doctor or work with one, so make sure you know the rules in your area.
That makes sense. You're working with lasers in people's skin, so there are bound to be some regulations. Safety should be a top priority, right?
100%. Getting certified in laser safety and skincare is absolutely essential for the safety of your clients and to protect yourself legally. And then there's also the money you'll need to invest in the equipment.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of finances, how much does a good laser machine even cost? I heard a rumor that they're pretty expensive.
You heard right. A really good Q-switched or picosecond laser can cost anywhere from like $50,000 to $200,000,
Yeah.
depending on the specific model and all the bells and whistles. It's a big investment up front.
Wow, that's not cheap at all. So is the laser the only thing you need, or is there other equipment too?
Oh, there's definitely more. You'll need protective eyewear for yourself and your clients, and a way to keep the skin cool during the treatment so it doesn't get too hot. Plus all kinds of skincare products for before and after the treatments.
So it really adds up, huh? Okay, so you've got the training and certifications, you've invested in the laser and all the other equipment. What's next?
Then you got to set up the business side of things. Register your business, get liability insurance, and find a good spot for your clinic. It needs to look professional, meet all the health and safety standards, and have a separate area for doing the treatments that's comfortable and clean. Super important to keep things sterile.
It's a lot to handle. But once you have all of that figured out, then I guess the next challenge is getting clients right.
You got it. Marketing is key. You need to be able to reach the right people. These days, that means having a strong online presence.
Social media.
Exactly.
I bet those before and after pictures are really powerful for this kind of thing.
Oh yeah, those are huge. When you can show those incredible transformations.
People seeing those tattoos disappear little by little.
It's super effective. Just remember to always get your client's permission before posting anything about them online.
Of course, you have to respect people's privacy. What other kind of stuff works well for social media?
You can do all sorts of things. Videos are great for explaining how the process works. You could debunk some common myths about tattoo removal, or even share client testimonials. Again, always with their permission, of course.
Mm.
It's all about building trust, showing people you know what you're doing, and connecting with them.
And TikTok too, right? Those short, catchy videos are super popular.
Absolutely. Those can be great for answering common questions, talking about the benefits of your services, or even giving people a sneak peek behind the scenes of your business.
Like a little mini documentary series about tattoo removal. I like it. Our research also mentioned something about partnering with local tattoo artists. How does that work?
Well, tattoo artists meet people all the time who are thinking about removal or cover-ups. They're like the first line of defense. Building a good relationship with them can really help both of you. They can send clients your way. And then when those clients are ready for new tattoos, you can send them right back to the artist.
Makes sense. Kind of like a you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours situation.
Exactly. And it's not just tattoo artists. You could also team up with dermatologists or skincare clinics. They often see people who might also be interested in tattoo removal.
It's all about building a network within the beauty and wellness community. So we've talked about social media and working with other businesses. What about your own website? Is that still important these days?
Absolutely. Your website is like your online storefront. It needs to make a good first impression, make sure it's easy to use, looks good visually, and has all the info about your services, pricing, and of course, lots of those before and after pictures. Client testimonials are great too. Oh, and don't forget about SEO,
SEO, what is that?
search engine optimization. It basically means making sure your website is set up in a way that Google likes. So when someone searches for tattoo removal in your area, your business pops up at the top of the results.
I see. So you want to be the first thing people see. So it's about being visible, having a good website, and showing off those amazing results. Are there any offline marketing things that still work these days?
Definitely. Don't forget about local events. Maybe offer free consultations or demos of the laser technology at a health fair or something. You could even partner with other local businesses to offer discounts or cross promotions.
That's a great idea. Get out there, meet potential clients, and show them what you can do. What about those promotional offers you see sometimes? Do those work well for tattoo removal?
Oh yeah, promotions can be a great way to get new clients in the door. You could offer a discount for first-time clients, or package deals for multiple sessions. Maybe even a referral bonus if a current client refers a friend. You could even do special promotions around certain times of year, like a New Year, New You special in January, or something like spring cleaning for your skin.
I love that. Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground here, the science, the setup, the marketing, but we haven't really talked about the money yet. In the next part of our deep dive, we'll get into the financial side of things, we'll look at pricing strategies and how to actually make a tattoo removal business profitable. Stay tuned because it's going to get interesting. All right, so let's talk about money. You know what they say. It makes the world go round.
Right.
So when it comes to running a tattoo removal business, what are we looking at financially? What are the main costs involved? I'm guessing that fancy laser machine isn't exactly cheap.
You're telling me.
So what's the damage?
Well, as we mentioned earlier, those high-tech lasers are a big investment. You're probably looking at somewhere between $50,000 and $200,000, depending on the models, all the features.
Oof, yeah, that's a pretty penny. So for someone who's just starting out, are there ways to manage that cost? Like financing or maybe starting with a basic model and upgrading later?
Yeah, for sure. There are definitely options. Some companies offer financing specifically for medical equipment, so that can make it a little easier to get that top-of-the-line laser right away. And, starting with a more basic model and upgrading as you grow is a smart move, too. It lets you get your foot in the door without breaking the bank right from the start.
That's good advice. So besides the laser itself, what other costs should someone factor in?
Well, you've got your regular running costs, rent, utilities,
Yeah.
insurance,
Hmm.
things like that. And then there's marketing. Got to get the word out somehow. And then supplies, too. Protective eyewear, skincare products. Oh, and if you're planning to hire staff, you got to account for salaries.
So yeah, it's not just the laser, it's the whole package. Now, when it comes to pricing, how do you figure out what to charge? It's got to be a balance between making a profit and staying competitive, right?
You nailed it. It's definitely a balancing act. You got to consider your costs, what other places are charging, and the value you're providing. Remember, you're not just zapping away some ink. You're giving people a way to feel good about themselves again. That's worth something, right?
Absolutely. We saw in our research that pricing can vary depending on a few things, the size of the tattoo, where it is on the body, even the client's skin type.
Right.
So how do you take all of that into account when you're setting your prices?
It's all about having a clear pricing structure that's fair and makes sense.
Hmm?
For example, a small tattoo might cost like $100 to $250 per session, but a bigger, more detailed one could be $500 to $1,000 per session. Package deals are pretty common too. That way, clients can save a little money if they know they'll need multiple sessions, and it gives you a more steady stream of income.
So it's a win-win for everyone. Are there any other fees that clients should know about, like consultations or touch-up sessions?
It's important to be upfront about all the costs. Consultations are usually around $50 to $100, and that fee often goes toward their first treatment, and some clients might need touch-ups down the road depending on how their skin heals. Those can range from $50 to $200 depending on how much work needs to be done.
So there are different ways to make money in this business. What are some good ways to maximize your profits?
Efficiency is key. The more clients you can see in a day, the better. So streamline your appointment booking process, make sure there's not a lot of downtime between appointments, and look for ways to make your treatments faster without sacrificing quality. Maybe invest in the latest laser tech or try out new methods that can cut down on treatment time.
Interesting. So it's about working smarter, not harder. But of course, happy clients are more likely to come back for more, right?
Oh, absolutely. Client retention is huge. You're going to make your clients feel valued and comfortable, great customer service, clear communication, personalized attention. That makes all the difference. Happy clients tell their friends, and that's the best kind of advertising.
Word of mouth is powerful stuff. Earlier, we talked about some of the challenges in this business, like managing client expectations and that big upfront investment.
Right.
How can those things impact your profits if you're not careful?
Well, if you don't manage client expectations properly, you can end up losing business. You got to be honest with people about how many sessions they'll likely need, what kind of results they can realistically expect, and any limitations of the process. If people aren't prepared for what's involved, they might be unhappy with the outcome. And then they might leave bad reviews or tell their friends not to go to you.
That makes sense. So transparency is key. What about that big investment in the laser? Are there ways to minimize the risk and make sure you get a return on that investment?
Definitely. We talked about financing options earlier. That can help spread out the cost. Another option is to start with a smaller, more affordable laser and upgrade later. When your business is bringing in more money, the most important thing is to have a solid business plan. A plan that lays out all your expenses, predicts how much you'll earn, and includes a clear strategy for becoming profitable.
So be prepared, be smart, and think ahead. Now, I want to circle back to marketing for a second. You mentioned those before and after pictures.
Yeah.
They seem really important for showing people how well tattoo removal works. But you got to be careful about privacy, right?
Oh, absolutely.
How do you handle that?
Before and after photos are a powerful marketing tool, but you absolutely have to prioritize your client's privacy. Always get their permission before you share any photos of them. It's about respecting their boundaries and making sure they feel comfortable.
So it's not just about getting them to sign a form. It's about having a conversation with them and making sure they understand everything.
Exactly. And it's not just about the legal side of things either. It's about building trust with your clients. When they feel respected, they're more likely to be happy with their results, and they're more likely to recommend you to other people.
So treat your clients well, and they'll treat you well in return. You mentioned that Instagram and TikTok are good platforms for tattoo removal businesses.
Right.
Why is that?
It's because tattoo removal is so visual. People want to see those tattoos fading away. And platforms like Instagram and TikTok are perfect for that. They're all about visual storytelling. You could show off those incredible results in a way that's really engaging. And people can easily share those images with their friends.
So it's not just about snapping a few pics and uploading them.
No way, you got to have a strategy. Know who you're trying to reach and have a consistent brand voice. Think about what kind of content your ideal clients want to see. What hashtags will help them find you. And the best times to post so that more people see your stuff.
So each post is like a mini marketing campaign.
Kinda, yeah. Every post should have a purpose, a message you want to get across, and a call to action. Whether you're showing a client transformation, giving people a behind-the-scenes look, or announcing a special promotion, every post should be working towards your overall marketing goals.
Makes sense. So you mentioned partnerships before,
Right.
working with tattoo artists, dermatologists, skincare clinics.
Yeah.
Any tips on how to actually build those relationships and get referrals from them?
Get out there and network. Go to industry events, reach out to people in your area. Don't be afraid to suggest collaborations that would benefit both of you. Like maybe you could do a workshop with a tattoo artist on tattoo aftercare, or team up with a skincare clinic to offer a package deal. Tattoo removal, plus some kind of skin rejuvenation treatment.
So be creative and think outside the box.
Exactly. And don't underestimate the power of just being a good person. Be genuine. Build relationships. When people know, like, and trust you, they're more likely to recommend you to others.
It's all about those connections. You also mentioned having a solid business plan.
Yep.
What should that include?
Everything. Who your target market is, how you're going to reach them, how much money you think you'll make, how you'll run your day-to-day operations. It should lay out your vision for the business, what makes you different from the competition, and your plan for making a profit.
So it's like a roadmap for your business.
You got it. And if you're thinking about getting a loan or investment, a good business plan is essential. It shows that you've thought everything through and you're serious about this.
So be prepared and be professional. Okay, so we've talked about a lot of the challenges so far. Managing client expectations, that initial investment, the competition.
Right.
Is there anything else that someone starting a tattoo removal business should be ready for?
Well, this industry is always changing. New technologies, new treatments, new marketing trends. You got to be willing to keep learning and adapting. Go to conferences, read industry publications, stay up to date. Never stop looking for ways to improve.
So stay curious and stay ahead of the curve.
Now, before we wrap up this part,
Yeah.
I want to talk about the clients for a minute.
We've focused a lot on the business side, but we can't forget about the people who come to you to get their tattoos removed.
Right.
What are some of the most common reasons why people want to get rid of their tattoos?
There are a lot of reasons. Maybe they just don't like the design anymore.
Mm.
Maybe they got the tattoo on a whim and regretted it later. Maybe the tattoo reminds them of something bad they'd rather forget. Or maybe it's affecting their job or relationships.
So it's not always about how the tattoo looks.
Nope, sometimes it's much deeper than that.
So as a tattoo removal specialist, you have to be understanding and empathetic.
Absolutely.
These tattoos are a part of people's lives.
And getting them removed is a big decision.
You're not just removing ink, you're helping people move on to a new chapter.
That's a good way to put it.
In the final part of our deep dive, we'll talk about the future of the tattoo removal industry. We'll look at some emerging trends, and we'll offer some final thoughts for anyone who's thinking about getting into this business. Okay, so we've talked about pretty much everything when it comes to starting a tattoo removal business. The science, the marketing, the money, the whole shebang. But now I'm curious about the future.
The future?
Yeah, like what's next for the tattoo removal industry?
Okay, I get you.
What trends are emerging that might change things up in the next few years?
Well, one of the most exciting things is the development of even faster and more efficient lasers.
Yeah.
Like picosecond lasers. Those are already making a big difference. They can really zero in on those ink particles. So you might not need as many sessions to get the results you want. And it could be less uncomfortable for clients, too.
Less pain and fewer appointments. Sounds like a good deal to me.
Yeah.
So technology is definitely playing a big role.
For sure.
Are there any other trends you've noted?
Yeah. I think personalized treatments are becoming more and more popular. Tattoo removal isn't one size fits all. The best practitioners are taking the time to tailor the treatments to each client.
That makes sense. Everyone's skin is different, and every tattoo is different too.
Exactly. So you got to consider things like skin type, ink color, how old the tattoo is. All of that plays a role in figuring out the best way to remove it.
So it's not just about pointing the laser and hoping for the best.
Nope, it's much more nuanced than that.
It's about taking a personalized approach,
Exactly.
which probably leads to better results in the long run.
Definitely.
Anything else?
I've also noticed that more and more tattoo removal clinics are offering other aesthetic services too.
Like what kind of stuff?
Oh, skin rejuvenation, laser, hair removal, maybe even body contouring.
So it's becoming more of a one-stop shop for people who want to improve their appearance.
Right. It's all about offering a more holistic approach to beauty and wellness.
I like it. So as we wrap up this deep dive, I want to bring it back to the clients for a minute.
To the clients.
Yeah, we've talked about all the business stuff,
Mhm.
but at the end of the day, it's all about the people who come to you to get their tattoos removed.
Right.
What advice would you give to someone who's just starting out in this business? How should they approach building those client relationships and creating a positive experience?
I would say the most important thing is to be empathetic. Really listen to your clients, understand why they want to get their tattoos removed, and address any concerns they might have. Building trust is key.
You're not just removing a tattoo, you're helping someone make a change in their life.
It's a good way to look at it.
So to all our listeners out there who are thinking about getting into the tattoo removal business, this is a fascinating industry with a lot of potential.
It is.
It's a chance to help people to use cool technology and to be your own boss.
What's not to love?
So if you're passionate about this kind of work, do your research, get the proper training, and don't be afraid to jump in. The future of tattoo removal is bright. And who knows? Maybe one day you'll be the expert sharing your knowledge on a podcast like this.
I'd love that.
Well, that's all the time we have for today. We hope you enjoyed this deep dive into the world of tattoo removal. If you're thinking about getting a tattoo or removing one, we encourage you to do your research and find a reputable professional.
Always do your homework.
Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.